Well, hey guys, we're still in Louisiana, the Paragon Casino Resort, and today the weather has been a little bit better than the past few days that we've been in here, so we're getting ready to do stuff on the rig. Everything moves around in the base, so we had to organize everything, and Jess is getting ready to fix a
shore power cord.
Yes.
So this part here is going to replace this piece. This is a 30 amp recreational vehicle use only cord. It's a 10-3, and this is a $9 piece. And what we had discovered when we bought this, which we should have done a long time ago, was all this lovely tape was all around this plug holding it together, because there is a split here and it is wide open. So for safety reasons we're changing that. And also you can see there's corrosion on the prongs along with burn marks, etc. So it's time for this to be changed.
Let me zoom in on that. That's the corrosion there.
And on this side you can see some burn marks, etc. So this is a fairly simple thing. I, in the past, have done electrical work, high voltage, low voltage. So all you're going to need is cutters, a screwdriver Phillips head for this particular model, and a razor knife and a small screwdriver, because there's 5 screws in here. 3 small ones and 2 large ones that actually clamp the cable down when you put it in. So I'm going to unscrew all of these.
The key to these, keeping up these rig, is to make sure that you do maintenance on it and make sure that you prevent the problem from happening before it happens.
When you notice something, exactly. That's why it's always smart to do an inspection of everything on your rig at some point in time.
Yes.
Now on the inside of this, it's pretty self-explanatory. Anybody that is basic electric can figure this out. The screw head is painted green, the screw head is painted black, and it's left silver. Black would be your hot, silver would be your neutral, and the green's going to be your ground. Hot, neutral, and ground. Pretty simple. So once we cut this old head off here, which I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to take it and I'm going to slit this from here to here, just to open it up so I can cut each individual conductor. I always treat voltage, whether it's plugged in or not, like it's high voltage and it powered up, because this is what provides the bus with 120 volts.
And without that, you can't have electricity.
That's right. So, and then I just take and I peel this back. Around. Like so. Try to break that away so I can cut each individual conductor by itself. Okay, I stripped back the insulation. Now I have these strings are actually made so that you can pull, but it doesn't always work that well. Or if you're using it to pull through conduit or something like that in any regular wire, but that's not needed, so we're going to cut that away. I'm going to cut these up as high as I can so we don't lose as very much length. I'm going to cut the hot, each one separately, and you could actually cut it right off the grid like that if you cut it one by one and make sure that nothing's touching, but not recommended. And you cut the green, which is your ground. Okay. Now that's done. I have to pull back some more insulation because we have to have enough to go through here. Which this comes out. This is the little sleeve that keeps it from getting water into it. Just slide that on there. With as much lead as you're going to need. Coming out, we'll cut the rest away. Which I'm going to do a little extra. And then we have the razor knife. Try not to cut the inside conductors with the razor knife. Come around right along this edge. Gently score it. You should be able to rip it off. Okay, need to cut more. Twist and pull, and you have all your conductors open. Cut away the string because it's not needed, like I said. Okay, so now we have all three conductors separated, and there's plenty when I put it back in here to get to where I need to go. Here, and then like I said, the screws are black, so here into the neutral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find and gauge how much I'm going to need. So I'm going to cut right about here for this one, for my hot. And I'm going to cut my ground right about here, and my neutral right about here. Okay. Just gonna take and do the same thing. I'm gonna score it until I can twist it and pop it off. If it doesn't come off, you can usually just squeeze and pull. So it's gonna be right about here. Score that. Tighten it this until it comes away, breaks away. This one I'm going to do the same thing. Pull it back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these like this and like a Y on all of them. And then I'm going to twist each side so it's nice and tight. Ground. Twist this one. Twist this one. Ow. And they do bite you, so. Okay. And now, start with my ground. Loosen up the screws on the actual plug. Try not to stab myself. Make sure the washer comes with the head. I'm going to open it enough to get my copper in there. Put one on one side and one on the other side, and make sure there's no loose strands. And it should fit in with no copper sticking out, but in so a very little bit. Once I tighten that down, tighten it to where it locks in, but it's not over tight. And I'm going to make sure that this is nice and tight. Now I'm going to loosen up my pot, which is the black. Put one side through. Oh, that ain't going to work. I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit. Put this one the same length. Not close enough. Put it upside down, make sure it's unscrewed enough. And I'm going to try to do the same thing. Slide it through underneath the washer. The other side as well, if I can get it to go. You don't want any stray copper running through there, so make sure they're nice and tight. Let's try doing it this way, so it might work better on that side. Unscrew this a little more. Sometimes these things are very much a pain in the butt to put through there, but especially at the angle they're on. Once you get it through, tighten your screw down. Until it just locks. You don't want to over tighten. There we go. And we'll just cut these ends off just like this. Okay. And then now we're going to do for neutral, which is this one.
Getting all bit up.
Huh?
There's bugs that bite out here.
Oh, please. I'm not getting bit.
Well, they like my blood. Remember, I have the testosterone, you have the estrogen.
Yeah,
they don't want
exactly.
weakness, they want strength.
Oh, Mr. Chauvinist over here.
No, it's true though. Testosterone makes you stronger, estrogen makes you weaker.
Mr. Stereotypical over here.
It's not stereotypical, it's a fact.
I'm going to tighten this down just enough. Go back and make sure all my screws have no more turn ability, but not too tight. And I'm going to cut those two strands off. Get all the copper out of there. There's one little strand that's giving me a problem. Cut that little one off. I'm going to stuff my wire in here along with this. It has a groove, it'll slide right in. And then I'm going to kind of bend these flat so they're on their own post. No possibility for anything silly going on. This is a little hanger. This goes on the back side after you put this in. This has got a little clamp that helps snug the wire in, which is going to go on this side. So I'm now going to put this together, just like this. it's all lining up. And start by screwing this screw down, nice and snug. Snug in there, so just screw in. This side nice and snug, and then the other side should snug in there. Snug these little ones up. There you have it. Nice and watertight seal. Brand new plug. So we went from this to this. And I forgot to mention, make sure you get a 30 amp head if you have a 30 amp service. If you have a 50 amp service, you're going to get a 50 amp head, which has different prong layouts. But if you only have the 30 amp, you can always hook into a 50 amp with what's called a dog button. This would plug right into here, and this would plug into your 50 amp. So there you have it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, this one has 3 different sets. It's got for your 50 amp, which would be here. If you had a 50 amp service, we have 30 amp service, which is going to go here. So I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to make sure all the switches are off. We're going to plug in, just like that, and we're going to make sure, keep your fingers crossed, hopefully nothing blows up. And we should have power.
I guess that was an how-to, and even though she is now a female, she still has her knowledge of when she was a male, and it comes in handy because I've never dealt with electricity. I fix people. I'm an occupational therapist, master personal trainer, and certified nutrition consultant. So there you have it, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. We love you, but remember to always love yourselves too. Goodbye.
On the road we go, riding high.